Well, here I am this afternoon with the directors of Ubico Packaging Solutions. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
How are you, Trina?
Well, thanks for taking the time to have a chat to me. We've got a few questions here, and I think I'll start with something nice and easy for you guys and talk about the company name. Why are we called Ubico Packaging Solutions, and what does it mean?
Well,
Who wants to answer?
we started out as United Box Company, was it 43 years ago next week, actually, 1st of March. But as the years rolled on, of course, it came to a situation where we wanted to do more with the company, and just being a box company wasn't reflective of the entire packaging suite. So we just changed the name. The U is for Ubico, United, B is for box, and Co is for the company, so Ubico.
So that's where it comes from. And was it an easy change to make, changing from United Box Company to Ubico? Was it easy to adapt to?
Not really. It took a while for it to sink in, but you know, after a bit of time, it grew on us, and I think it was a very wise move.
Okay.
Most of the sawmills still use our name, United Box Company, so a lot of things still haven't changed.
Okay. Just out of interest, were any of you more reluctant for the change than the other? Was anyone, putting their foot down and saying, no, we're not changing? No. I can take a guess at who might have.
we knew we had to have a change, so we were all acceptance of that move.
And I guess that really highlights the way that this business runs, in that we recognise when there is time to change, and whether it's bringing in a new product or changing the business name, the directors are prepared to take that risk on board and run with it. And just wondering if there's any memorable moments while we're talking about the past, anything significant that might stand out, whether it's one of the happier moments or a disappointing moment in business, or whether it's about changes, but just something significant that stands out to you in those early days. Bill, is there anything that stands out for you?
Yeah, probably one when we went to do sawmilling to secure our timber supply, which was our massive dud, an expensive experiment, which we would not want to go down the path again. So
yeah, so it's a learning exercise from taking on a business venture that didn't work out, but obviously not afraid to continue still making those changes to the business and taking those risks. So.
Yeah, I think my recollection, perhaps more of recent times, is the decision that we made to relocate from Smithfield to Erskine Park. It was a massive and at times overwhelming task, but in the end, given what we have today in comparison to what we have 5 years ago, it's chalk and cheese.
So obviously you all play very different roles in the business. Could each of you just briefly describe what your position is in the business? How do you fit in? What do you do here, Bill?
I look after the timber supply, I do all the purchasing of the timber, and control when it comes in, what's got to be cut in the yard. That's one of my roles, and keep an eye on things on the yard and the factory floor.
Yep. How about for you, Bess?
For me, I'm involved in sales. Obviously, go out and see the customers, and also look after the major jobs when it comes to machinery and container packing.
And my role is more of a general manager / business development, it's good to be where I am for the simple reason that I enjoy working in the business as opposed to working outside the business. But I should say also, Katrina, that the three brothers really complement each other very much. We don't step on each other's toes. We work with each other. We have a certain dynamics that it's very difficult to see, whereas in other families that have stayed in this business for this long. 43 years is a marriage.
Yep. Certainly is.
And a successful marriage at that, I might add.
Well, on that, any tips? Any tips on how you survive for 43 years, three brothers working together?
Can I say yes, insofar as tips is never take on the Borg brothers.
Yeah, right, okay. What about you two?
I drink a lot.
hope we're going to edit all of this.
No, I think I'll keep this.
Stay away from each other.
Yep. All right, and another question on all of that. Would you want any of each other's roles? So would you do Tony's job or Joe's job?
No, thank you.
No? Not interested? What about you?
Probably could handle it easy, but no.
And what about you, Joe?
I think I'm fine where I am. I'm
Yep.
looking forward to retirement, so I don't want to take on any other roles.
So I just want to talk about, obviously, 42, 43 years in the packaging industry. What are some of the biggest changes that you've had to adapt to in regards to packaging or in regards to running the business itself?
Well, I remember when we first started, we had no nailing guns. So we had a fork and loose nails and a hammer. And that's how we made all our boxes.
Do you mean literally a fork or the back of the hammer?
Literally a fork.
Right.
Yeah.
So we used to pick up a fork, spoon it up, carry 100 nails on their fingers and just go bang them down one by one.
This is
Okay.
why all of us have got stubby fingers.
Right, right, okay. And so that was a good thing to, obviously, that's a great thing to have had to adapt to, going from that
Yeah.
to using a nailing gun, or were you already in the office by the time that change
And,
came through?
I'm still in the factory floor now, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's automation, equipment, those sort of items that make our job easier, especially on the factory floor. I think that's probably been the biggest improvement that we've seen over the last sort of 10, 15 years.
Okay. So we've talked a bit about the past and about obviously how you've adapted to the changes. Tell me, what's in the future for you, Biko?
Retirement?
Okay, where does that leave us that still work here? So what's in the future for you, Biko?
Well, what we've embarked on is to go to the next level of professionalism in Ubico, and that's to employ people who are professionally trained to replace us at some point in the future.
So you are all actually going to retire then? We're not going to
At some
be
stage.
wheeling you out of here?
Well, no, we're not going to retire. We're going to redirect.
Yeah, right.
We're going to take residence in the boardroom instead.
Sure. So looking at our complete product range, as you would have seen looking at our YouTube channel and on the website, we have everything from timber and cardboard products through to your general packaging materials. Obviously, again, that's part of bringing the business name together as Ubico Packaging Solutions so that we provide that complete packaging solution. But again, just talking about personal experiences, what's the strangest application that we've ever come across? And I guess Tony, being in sales, might be the best one to answer. But what's the most unusual application that you can recall? And if you want, I'll start. That I remember years ago you guys doing coffin boxes or something, big cardboard boxes for cow carcasses to go in or something like that. Is that right?
Nah, that was
Yeah, that was
for
meat packs.
meat,
just-
meat being exported overseas.
Okay.
But we have done some strange and wonderful things. We've had to heat seal the Robosaurus when it was out here at the Easter show for it to go back to the States. Yeah, look, just some odd and wonderful things we've done, yes.
Yeah.
Two products that we did that are very strange. I suppose one is strange and the other one is huge in size. But one of them is a triangle box for propellers. Now the word box is a perimeter type or rectangle type, square, whatever. But these were actually a triangle box for propellers that we made.
Yep.
And the other one, of course, is we made boxes for the turbines that Marconi did for the submarines that were assembled in South Australia.
Okay.
And they were shipped from here, and they were absolutely humongous, almost taking 1.5 sides of the road in transporting it. So that was a huge one.
Okay.
And perhaps one of the proudest one, Katrina, was when and Tony was very much involved in this, when we were packing a whole mosaic for Gallipoli from here. That was very very humbling and we felt very patriotic about that.
Yeah, very rewarding experience, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. What about for you?
Probably one of the weirdest ones we had was when Cyclone Tracy hit Darwin, going back
Yeah.
many years ago. We had to make 10,000 wooden boxes to put shoes in, of all things in there.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and there were about 300
Yeah.
by 300 by 300 in there. So 10,000. We only had a very, very short period of time to make them, to send them up there for the army.
Well, I guess the answers from the directors there highlight that regardless of the application you have, we will adapt our product range and manufacture it specifically for your requirements. So don't just think of a box as shipping big machinery. It can move shoes, it can move propellers, and it can be used in a retail environment. It all just depends on what the application is that you need us to manufacture for. All right, well, I think I've taken enough of your time this afternoon. Thanks very much for joining me.
It was very enjoyable, Katrina.
And hopefully you'll do it again.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Yes.
you.
Ciao.